This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 253.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology.
Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. There are no WordCamps once again. It's the end of the year, and no WordCamps. But there might be some meetups coming up next weekend. I didn't check meetup.com, but check that out and go to that if you could, if you want to. You don't have to, no pressure. And actually, if you're listening to this the day it comes out, Happy New Year's Eve day. And if you're listening to it after this comes out, Happy New Year. So there you go. All right, segment one in the news. Again, not much going on here, Christmas and New Year's, but there are two things I want to share in the news. Speaker call for WordCamp Raleigh closes on January 4th, about 5 days from the day this came out. I recommend you apply. You should come to North Carolina. You should speak at WordCamp Raleigh or just even attend. It is the 10th anniversary of WordCamp Raleigh. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time. Hope to see you there. And also in the news, you still have time to fill out the Mastermind Survey that I'm putting out there. I'm looking to help people hold you accountable, see what I can do to help coach you a little bit in the 2019 year. So I'm taking a survey to gauge the interest and see what people are looking for. I've had a whole bunch of people reply, which is awesome. So if you're interested, I'll put a link in the show notes about that survey as well. So you can fill that out. I'll probably close that in another week or so. Okay, so what else? Moving on, segment 2, the meat potatoes. Oh, yes. This year, we're going to do a recap. This episode. This week, the year-end recap and New Year's resolutions and predictions, goals, etc. Because as many people in the WordPress space do, they wrap things up with this end-of-year bow, if you will. And I've read a whole bunch of posts, and of course, I don't blog, so I'm going to do this as a podcast. So let's see, some basic stats. I'm going to talk about stats overall in travel and the business and the podcast, etc. So I attended 10 events this past year. 9 of them were WordCamps. One was a non-WordCamp event, the All Things Open Conference, which was awesome. It was here in Raleigh. And actually, I would have gone to 10 WordCamps, but WordCamp Wilmington was canceled due to a hurricane. I recorded an additional 52 episodes of this podcast, knock on wood. I was healthy enough to have that happen. And and the growth has been great. I've had, I think, 3 new sponsors this year as well, which was awesome. Loved having them on board. As far as the company goes, for Concierge WP, I've had some changes there in staffing and growth. Things were on track for me to hire 2 new people back in March, but that didn't pan out. Things changed. So I lost a developer overseas, and I lost a developer that was working for me up in Michigan. Both just personal reasons, moved on. But I did gain a new developer based here over in Kentucky in the U.S., so who is awesome. And, everyone was awesome. Just things changed. That's all. Nothing bad. So stats. So the statistics on the business side of things. I thought I'd share this a little bit. And as you recall, I have a system. I use Pipedrive for my CRM, and I did a review on Pipedrive and some other CRMs about a year ago, maybe a little bit more. So I have a system where I do cold, warm leads. I save that maybe through Evernote, through Zapier. It moves it to Pipedrive. But truth be told, in looking at my stats and looking at Nifty Quoter for my quoting, not everything added up exactly. So these are kind of some, not loose, but numbers you'll see in a second. I also add leads manually into Pipedrive. And then some projects are hourly, so they're not recorded in Pipedrive at all. So I need to work on that as well. But here's some stats. So new leads that went into Pipedrive, I did 78 new leads. Out of those, I had contact with 43 of them from that email sequence that I have. From that, I actually had meetings out of 34 of those. And then from that, 20 proposals were sent. So I lost about 74, that doesn't make sense, 64 deals were lost approximately. It's weird. And Pipedrive gives you a lot of great statistics, of course, if the information is entered properly. The value here also, it gives you a value-based results. So a little tricky because the projects were arbitrarily priced. When I first started using it, I would just kind of say, okay, this project might be worth $5,000. This project might be worth $1,500 because it's a flat rate. So anyway, so what it showed me was that the value of work that I proposed of these 75 leads was about $300,000. That's a lot. So I was like, wow, how'd that work out? And I need to dive more into that, get a better assessment of value in projects and closing more as well. So the value being $300,000, Average deal was just under 4K. And of course, I didn't close many of those deals because sales is about, the opportunity, taking the swing at the plate, or any other sports metaphor you want to put in here. The stat from Pipedrive, which was what our deal conversion rates for closed deals. So we closed about 15%. I think just shy of 15%, like 14.8, 14.9. So it's not too shabby. So 15% of 300,000, okay. But it shows that I have a lot of work to do. I need to put things better into place, better things into place to track this better. And that is a plan for 2019. So yeah, not all pretty, not all great. 300K, that would have been awesome. But didn't quite close that much on the 300,000. But anyway, so what else? Maintenance clients. So I lost one, but I gained 3. So that's okay. And I have 3 to 5 more coming on to set, coming to join in Q1 of 2019. 2 of those are development clients. They're going to go from finish the project into maintenance, which is fine. And a couple others are just found me through referral, which is great. We didn't build those sites, but we will maintain them. So predictions for moving forward to 2019. So KitchensinkWP, future. Tutorials, videos, and courses for sale. Yes, I got that feedback a few weeks back about the videos, and that's going to happen in 2019. Also, the mastermind, like I mentioned earlier, I want to launch a mastermind type of group to help people. So, like I said, if you want to be a part of that, let me know. The future for Concierge WP is I want to add a blog. I want to add more content and drive some traffic there. I want to do some A/B split testing for some lead generation. I want to 3x my maintenance clients. I want to have 3 times more than I have right now, which isn't too hard. And it's not like I have 5, so I need 15. I have a handful, I have enough, but I want to 3x that, which will then give me the 3x the income as well. I want to have a better onboarding system for clients, for proposals, not for proposals, but really the onboarding. Once they sign the contract, I need to have a better process in place to have them onboarded. And I want to track profits and loss much better, along with forecasting for each quarter than maybe the half year and the whole year. So it'd just be easier to track this and have better goals in place. So, and of course, I'll share what I've learned back on this podcast. So other ideas I want to do. So I plan on launching a new podcast. That is true. I've mentioned that before. It's called It's Not a Hobby. If you're interested, let me know. Adam@itsnotahobby.com. That is going to happen. Maybe a 4th podcast. That'll be the 3rd, maybe another one after that. I have other ideas for podcasts, but one at a time. So Q1, new podcast. I want to attend more WordCamps and more speaking, of course. Ideally, I want to speak at a non-WordPress specific event. And even more ideally, I'd like to get paid for it. I think I can do that. I'm planning on launching 1, maybe 2 new ventures. Now, I know people might scoff or Kyle might roll his eyes, but these are some personal ideas that I've been wanting to launch for a while. Passion projects, if you will. And I believe that 2019 will see that happen. And lastly here, I want to reframe my definition of success, because we all see the highlights of other people's reels, if you will, the chapters where things are going great. And it's not all great. It's tough, but I'm trying to reframe my definition of success for the fact of what I need for my family, for myself, and for my soul. So in wrapping things up and putting a bow on it, if you will, this year went really fast, I feel. It's just kind of zoomed right by. And it was fairly good. And if I gave myself a rating for the business, I'm going to give it a solid 6.98 out of 10. That's right, I like the decimal, 6.98. So yeah, there were some rough patches in there for the business, as it's bound to happen. I question my sanity sometimes and doing what I do the day-to-day. It's not all pretty, like I said. There were some emotional dips. I've spoken about that as well. Won't go back into that right now. But I'm okay with the year. I am. I'm okay saying goodbye to 2018. I'm looking forward to 2019. And with that, I really want to thank you for being a part of this journey as well, because I appreciate it. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate the sponsors, the friendship, people reaching out, the chatting on Slack, etc. So it's been one heck of a year, hasn't it? Okay. Moving on, segment 3, the tip and tool of the week. This week's tool is called Online Font Converter. It's a website. Not much to the site. Literally, you go to it and you click a few boxes. So you can convert a font. You pick what you want the font to be converted into. You upload the font that you have, and it converts it to different types. Because I used this recently for a client's website. We wanted to use a custom font on their site, so I had to convert it to like .woff, OTF, all those different things. So check it out. It's free. It's over at onlinefontconverter.com. I have no connection to them. There is no affiliate program here. Just a interesting service that I found. So there you have it. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, like I always say every week, go ahead and send it in via email, adam@kitchensinkwp.com, or use the SpeakPipe functionality of the website. If If you want to support the show, you can become a Patreon for 2019 and beyond. KitchensinkWP.com/Patreon, Patreon. If you want to sponsor the show, I would love to have you as a sponsor for 2019. There's a form on the website to fill out. Thank you so much for listening. See you next year by the time this next show comes out. And go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. Have a fantastic year, 2019. Let's do it. All right. Bye-bye.